Hello. I am so excited that you're all here with me, continuing our series on taking out the trash. This is our pillar 4 on joyful movement. And I want to ask you, have you ever felt like movement is just another chore? Something you should do, but you really don't enjoy? Well, maybe you've tried workout plans and you were sore and drained and discouraged. Or you started working out at the gym just to drive up and just scan your card so you can say that you were there. I'm sure some of you are like, that's me. I've done that. I've been there. Or maybe you've believed the lie that unless you're sweating, suffering, or seeing the fast results, it doesn't count. If that's you, you're definitely not alone. And I want to tell you something that might just set you free from this constant hamster wheel you might be feeling like you're on. Movement shouldn't be a punishment. It's a gift, a form of actual worship, actually, a tool of healing. Our body needs that movement. It's what heals us. Today, we're talking about taking out the trash. Every lie that you've been telling yourself about your body that says your body isn't enough unless it's actually performing. And we're reclaiming joyful movement, the kind that strengthens your body, refreshes your mind, and aligns with your soul, with the one who created you. So let's get into it. Let's start by defining what joyful movement actually is. Joyful movement is any intentional physical activity that feels life-giving, not life-draining. It's not about burning calories or fixing the flaws. Certainly, those things come as a benefit with movement, but that shouldn't be your focus. It's about honoring your body. It's about moving in a way that connects you to that purpose. It's about listening to your body instead of punishing it. So let me ask you a question for you to think about. What messages have you believed about movement that don't align with truth? When did movement stop being enjoyable for you? And then why? Think about those questions for a minute. Write them down even, and then revisit them. So let's look at joyful movement from a biological and a biblical perspective. And let's start with the body because it is our vessel. So movement, when we are active, and I'm not talking about running marathons or throwing weights at the gym, just movement in general, boosts our insulin sensitivity, which helps with weight release, especially for those dealing with insulin resistance. Just 10 minutes of walking after a meal can lower your blood sugar up to 30%. It reduces inflammation, increases your circulation, and it promotes lymphatic drainage. As a breast cancer survivor and one that has had several lymph nodes removed, lymphatic drainage is very important, not just for those of us that have endured cancer, but for everyone. Stagnant lymph means stagnant chronic inflammation. Did you know that you can bounce on a rebounder for anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes, and that will start to move your drain your lymphs? It's vital for detox and hormone balancing to get that stagnant lymph movement. Regular movement also supports better sleep by regulating your cortisol and improving melatonin production. For your mind, movement increases endorphins. You'll hear runners a lot of times will joke. My sister, when she was running, she would talk about the dolphins. It gets her dolphins going. She was talking about the endorphins. Those endorphins are dopamine and serotonin and so many others. But the neurotransmitters that support your mood, your motivation, and your focus. It helps reduce anxiety and depression and those symptoms that surround those feelings. Movement improves your memory and attention, and even a brisk walk can increase creativity and problem solving. And for your soul, movement creates a sacred space to connect with God, kind of clear your thoughts. Through walking, you can pray. Through dance, you can give worship. And you can come up with problem solving as well. You can do dance and stretching and just be all out silly. It helps us embody gratitude for the life and breath we've been given. Movement helps us understand that we are stewards of this vessel that we've been given. We're not owners of it. This is temporary, but they are incredible nonetheless, right? Can you even imagine all the different things that our body does on a daily, from minute to minute, moment to moment? The word says, "Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you? Therefore, honor God with your bodies." It's amazing what our body can do, how it has been and can heal itself. We were created to heal, given the right time and the right tools. We talk a lot about being nutrient deficient in food, right? But have you ever considered that maybe you might be movement nutrient deficient? Oh, what might that be? You're probably like, what? Movement is essential for nourishment, but there's different types of movement nourishment. And it nourishes the systems in different ways. So let's take a look at what this might look like if we're talking nourishment to your body. So let's look at walking as a vitamin W. Now we know that that's not true, right? So let's look at this as daily and foundational. If you walk daily and it's foundational. Stretching would be similar to magnesium. Magnesium is restorative and calming, and so is stretching. Strength work is like protein, the building block of your system. It protects and it rebuilds. Balance and coordination work is like vitamin D. It stabilizes and sustains your body. When we lack the variety and the frequency or intention in our movement, we become nutrient deficient. We become tired and stiff, inflamed, sluggish, mentally foggy, and we become spiritually disconnected. We might even be relationally disconnected and withdraw from friends, family, even activities. So let's reflect on this. Let me ask you a couple of questions. Are you nourishing your body with enough movement variety? What kind of movement does your body crave right now? Are you stuck behind a desk all day and feel like you can't move? Guess what? You don't need a gym. You don't need fancy gear, and you don't need a 2-hour time block. You just need the willingness and creativity. And here are some powerful, simple steps to enjoy moving with joy. So I'm going to encourage you to take a 10-minute walk after a meal. Now, this could be during your 10-minute break at work too. Stretch in the morning sun if you're able to, and if not, do it at the noonday sun or at the evening sunset. Try gardening, whether it's even just pot gardening or you actually have a full-out garden. Doesn't matter. Digging in the dirt releases an enzyme in the dirt that gives off a sense of this bacteria that's in the dirt that's good for our souls. And that smell of the fresh dirt, that's a part of it. It's a very long word. I'm not going to try to attempt to say it here online, but it starts with an A. Dance in your living room. Be silly. There aren't any rules. Nobody's watching you unless you're the one filming it and putting it on TikTok. Just move. Move with the beat of the music, or if you don't have any beat to your movement, doesn't matter. Just move. Be silly. Bounce on that rebounder and support your lymphatic drainage. Park further away when you go shopping, even if it's for groceries, and take that extra few steps. Put frequently used items in your cupboards a little bit further down in the cupboard or a little bit further up, so you have to stretch or bend. Keep your body more flexible. Do some chair exercises. That's great for those with limited mobility. Your movement still matters. I know my mom, she's in a facility, a nursing home facility, and she does chair exercises all the time. And set a timer. If you're behind a desk for a long period of time, set a timer every hour so you at least get up and stretch or walk or bounce or walk around your chair. Remember to move your ankles back and forth. Move your arms. It doesn't have to be big movements all the time. Just move. So, movement is more than physical. It's an act of gratitude. It's an act of faith. It's a declaration that your body is not a burden. It's a blessing. Even if we have limited mobility, we still have some mobility. You don't have to strive for a fit ideal. You don't need to prove anything. You can move from a piece of love instead of lack. So you can play with your kids or your grandkids again, or your dog or your cat, or ride your horse. So you can walk without pain. So you can sleep better, live longer. So you can fulfill your God-given assignments with energy and grace. Let's take a minute here and think about these questions. What types of movement have you always loved but put on the sideline? What would it look like to move with love again? And I'm talking about loving yourself, loving the body that you're in. What would that look like for you? What's one small, consistent way that you could start today? And do you need a coach that could help you along that path? This week, I want to challenge you. Take out that trash. Throw out every lie that says your body must perform to be worthy. And pick up the truth. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are designed to move with purpose, strength, and joy. Start with one joyful movement. Start with a walk, a stretch, a reach, and let that be enough, especially if your movement has been limited. Because with God, it is always enough. If you are struggling and you are in pain, life does not need to be that way. There are links below. You can book a call with me. You can get started, and I can walk alongside and be a part of your health journey. Sometimes we need tools put in place and a coach along the way to help us strive instead of just survive. I'll see you next week for pillar number 5, the final pillar in our series of taking out the trash. See you then.